Long nights and early mornings, feeling misunderstood and lonely, constant hard work and self-doubt. This is all part of having the courage to chase your dreams and become successful. Are you going to take the risk? I have, and it's worth it. Don't be afraid to take risk and fail. These are the experiences that will help you grow and evolve into a better version of yourself. Start today, be better tomorrow.
Welcome to the Guam Podcast. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in the podcast belong solely to the host and guests, and not necessarily to Junior Achievement Guam or its affiliates.
Well, good afternoon again, everyone. My name is Miranda, and I'm with Origins Fanoghe, a JA Guam company sponsored by Bank of Guam. And today we have their officers with us to discuss what their current situations are and with their student company and promoting their products as well as their company. As you know, we're now into the 10th week of the company program. And so we'll start with asking Michaela and the group to provide us with their current company situation.
In the beginning, when we were setting things straight, officers were elected. We were able to elect our VPs of each department, and now that we're in full swing, each department has different duties and jobs throughout the week. Personally, for human resources, we make sure that stock certificates are up to date, that stocks records are up to date, everything is accurate, that payroll is accurate. Finance does a lot throughout the week. They are in charge of our PayPal account and all the money that does go through it. Marketing and production are always on the move with how to make our product even better each time.
What have you learned so far from the program?
For me personally, because it's been my third year, I've actually learned a lot about various business models and approaches, from outsourcing to beneficiaries, testimonials, and especially this year, I've learned a lot about drop shipping and managing an online website.
I thought business was simple. I didn't know about marketing, productions. I didn't know it was so much work, but JA opened my eyes.
Yes, in a similar sense, JA did open my eyes. I learned a lot more about the financial aspects of opening a company. There's more to just, creating, selling a product. There's the sales tax we have to deal with, and a lot more that I did not realize before. So great way to learn more about finance.
When I first started, I had to admit I didn't know much, but now that we're in full swing, I've learned a lot, especially the struggles and what needs to be done in order to actually start a company. And that's a lot to learn when you're new. But once you do get to know everything, once you get help, once you ask your advisors, it makes more sense than you would think it wouldn't.
Where do you see yourselves going with the information that you have learned?
Especially with Shopify, I've learned a lot about drop shipping, and although I may not necessarily plan on having a business, I feel like I could put this whole finance and production aspect into creating new ways to sort of fundraise for the causes I believe in the future.
How is this whole virtual thing panning out for each one of you?
It's a very different aspect, as meeting in person. It's harder, but as a team, we've accomplished many things over a screen.
How about talking about your experience so far with JA? Let's start with Anthony.
Well, so far, I think it's gone quite well, especially on my financial side, dealing with the finances of company. I believe we're well over 100 stockholders now. That has definitely been good. It's been an overall positive experience. I've got to know a lot of great people, advisors all the same, and it has been a truly great environment to be a part of, let alone start a company with. Well, I think the downside was the online situation that we're in right now, but I feel like we got over that, and we opened up to each other nonetheless, even without person-to-person contact. But I still think we're getting over this hump, and going to be a fun ride.
Is there any other obstacles that the group has got or had to overcome?
I would like to say it's definitely, especially with this year in particular, is coming up with a product. because this year you have to face the product of how can I sell it? How can I make the customer feel safe? How can I make a product that, people will want to buy, especially in times like this? And I think especially in particularly with the Guam economy, where our economy has taken such a hard hit in the past several months. It's going to influence us for, I'd say, the next several years with the financial instability a lot of people are going through. And, it's a fun program for me, but I don't know how, or now I know, I should say, but it's a lot of learning on trying to consider the consumer mindset behind it.
If I may, approaching any high schoolers, definitely join JA. Even if you don't plan on starting a business, if you don't plan on being a part of the business, you learn a work ethic, trades, you learn a lot. Time management, and you can even learn a lot about yourself. And it's just a great opportunity to learn more as a person.
Thank you, everyone, and good luck in your final weeks of the program.
So welcome again, Creatability, sponsored by KUAM. I know most of you, this is your first year. I think one of you guys is coming back, correct? Is that Padme?
Yes, that would be me.
Okay. And everybody else. Now, who's a senior in this group? Raise your hand. Seniors? We got a couple seniors, juniors? Okay. 3 juniors. All right. Well, hope you other guys come back next year because it's a great experience and it really gets you into colleges. It's, you tell employers that you were JA, you were an officer. A lot of them are starting to understand how excellent that is. What do you think about business? And, would you do this again? And even within your business, what would you change? What would you do differently?
My experience so far has been really good. I learned a lot of things. And I would say that the biggest lesson I've learned was that it is okay to ask for help. Because last year when I first joined JA and I served as marketing VP, I refused to ask for help and shouldered much of the workload on my own, leading to unnecessary stress, and that was on me. But this year I focused on working together with everyone, not just the department heads, but also all of the members. And I formed good relationships with everyone, and the outcome is so much better because it is a group effort. And it allowed me to be a team player and develop qualities such as patience and understanding.
Thanks, Fran.
So far, it's my first year in JA, and as production VP, creating a book was definitely a challenge. It was a learning experience. With the help of Kristen, Marie, and the rest of the team, it was such a fulfilling mission to do because once I got that actual product in my hands, I just fell in love with it. And I learned a lot with the business side of things and camaraderie amongst my team.
For me, the biggest challenge was really communication because communication was like supply lines in war. It was constant and it needs to be maintained. So I would always need to have updates from each department because, as co-president, I'm in a little piece of each. And so that was the biggest challenge for me because communicating it's difficult, and sometimes there's mishaps that can happen and you need to be ready.
For me, this whole experience has definitely been very educational and, like Fran said, fulfilling. I think the most obstacles that my department encountered was when we were soliciting sponsors. I personally encountered a lot of rude people and I actually got yelled at along with another one of my members, but we definitely overcame these obstacles with persistence and by talking to each other and sharing our experiences, which served as a reminder that we're not going through any of this alone and that we're a team. So I really think that these obstacles strengthened us.
My experience in JA has been definitely different than what I'm used to, but I'm so glad I decided to join it. I've learned the true value of hard work. I'm sure that everyone in our company can agree that a lot of effort was put into our book, and I know it'll pay off in the end.
If you could change something, what would you go back and change at this point?
Personally, I think I would change myself because I felt like I'm new to this, so I felt like I didn't put my foot forward earlier on. My biggest obstacle was like dealing with people, especially other artists and other supply lines. And if I just put my foot down earlier, I felt like I would have gotten things done earlier.
Yes, adding on to what Fran said about putting her foot down, it was really hard to maintain deadlines because every department and everybody a part of this book that was working, they had deadlines, right? Because we got to get moving. We can't stay behind and we can't dwell on things. And so it was really hard to enforce deadlines because people are always going to ask for more time. And that's something I think we all learned collectively, especially production, because it was very integral a couple weeks ago when we were still assembling our product, our book.
Okay. Well, I'm really impressed with your product. I love your logo. Great job, Jonathan. And you guys look all professional. You're doing a great job. So I know your product is going to sell like wildfire. So really enjoy the holidays and get all your get everything together and get ready for that year-end push with liquidation and return on investment and all those other good things that you guys have to do. So knock them dead. Keep up the good work. Okay, adios. Okay, well, welcome to this week's podcast. We're bringing in all the students from different companies, and now we're going to hear from Scribe, who is sponsored by GTA. So welcome, students and company officers. We really excited to have you. We also have Joey in the room, and he's our chairman of the board for Junior Achievement this year. But why don't you guys go ahead, start, and introduce your product.
So our products are locally designed, clear, customizable weekly planners that come in 5 different designs representing an island theme. And we also have a 2-in-1 sanitation spray pen bundle coming in 4 different colors: gray, blue, yellow, and pink. We sell our products bundle for the 4 pens as $48, and our notebook bundles, which is for $25.
So how did you come up with your concept?
Well, as students ourselves, we wanted to create products that would target other students that are also struggling with the online learning and the adjustment to losing like in-person education, and it's like being in person basically. So we wanted to help other students that are also struggling with with productivity. I mean, I know that I am losing like my track of time throughout the day because we're not on like a regular schedule anymore. Everything's online. So we wanted to help other students.
And so how did the program, or has the program helped you in any way, especially during this time frame that we're in?
I believe that, well, for me, I guess, it's kind of given me a routine or something to look forward to at least every week, because I do enjoy the company of my peers here. And I don't know, I feel like having a connection with people that I haven't even met in real life before is pretty cool. So I feel like the program has been pretty beneficial to keeping a social life, even though we're going through a pandemic right now. So I just think it's great.
How many here are seniors?
I'm pretty sure we're all
I believe we are seniors.
All seniors. Okay. How many is your first year?
We're all
returning.
returning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's on their second year?
I'm the only
Third
one
year.
that's on my
Second. Everybody else third year?
third year. Yeah. We
Expect
love
a
this
lot out of you then. Excellent. Now, I guess that would be a question. What do you like about the program so much, or what have you learned?
For me, it's more about like speaking to people, like communicating with the consumers, because I've never really experienced like having to pitch in a sale or talk in an interview that much. So I think it's a great experience to expose myself.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I really did enjoy meeting new people throughout the 3 years that I've been in the program, but it also gave me a lot of insight into what it takes to start a business or entrepreneurship. I mean, before JA, I wasn't even interested in wanting to do something like this, and starting it from, I guess, my sophomore year, it's definitely giving me a lot of thought, and I do want to pursue this as a career.
Okay.
With all of you guys as returnees, what are the differences between the virtual, besides not being able to interact in a person-to-person manner?
Well, for me, virtual has made it's kind of difficult because in the beginning, we obviously don't know each other, so it was hard for us to open up and actually speak to each other. So it's just getting to open up to other people was just a really hard thing for a lot of people.
So none of you have ever worked with each other during the last 2 or 3 years you were in JA?
I've worked with Abigail.
And
Yes.
Bella and I worked
I've
together.
worked with Matua,
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. No, I really appreciate it. I might bring you guys back on to another interview just because you guys all are so seasoned. And we want to get a little bit more insight of going virtual versus this way, and different things we might change. Because before I close it, I do want to ask one more question, Joey, and whoever wants to raise their hand, answer it. But what would you change if you had to go back to the beginning of the year what would you change differently at the program year? What would you change? What would you have done differently on approaching the program? Kind of from what Abigail said and everything, what would you probably do differently because it's virtual?
I feel like if we started a little bit earlier, it would have been easier, since it takes a lot longer to get to know each other and start things up than it does in person. So it would like help boost our interaction so that we can come out with the product faster and we can learn how to work together easier. So by the time we get to the point of selling, we're all ready.
Okay, well, appreciate that, Bella. Okay, so we will let you guys go and we will invite you guys back on the podcast. Really appreciate your time and energy and all the effort you put into it this year. Okay,
Thank
good luck.
Good luck, everyone.
All right.
Thank you.
Sell. Okay, bye-bye. So welcome again to our podcast. Now we have a new company, Spec, who is sponsored by Bank of Hawaii. As you can see, they're all wearing their spectacles. These are blue light lens glasses. I just happened to get a pair for a gift a couple months ago, so I know they're a great product. It's a great idea. How'd you guys come up with the idea, or how'd you guys decide this?
So initially we were looking for a cause and a purpose of what our brand can be based around, and we as students have been faced with the challenge of online school daily, and we've experienced many barriers because of the online experience that we've had to shift to, and we've noticed that our productivity just isn't there. We're always tired, and it's just we're not doing that well. So we've decided, and we've done our research into ways we can eliminate this issue, and after a lot of research, we found the true help to this productivity issue is our sleep. So we looked into products and we found that blue light blocking glasses can aid blue light so you're not getting too much, and your melatonin can be produced well and you can get great sleep at night, so your productivity is great for the following day and the things you have to take part in.
We had this concern come up when we were first considering doing this product, but unfortunately we couldn't find our blue light glasses that could be prescribed, and that's not really our field. Like, we can't recommend that for people because that's a job for a professional, but we do know that they do make blue light glasses for people that need prescription. Like, you have the chance to get a blue lens filter or blue light filter over your prescription lens.
Okay, so
and in the future, when we expand our business and move on to other things, we do plan to get with a professional and expand our line into prescriptive blue light glasses.
Great. So really quick, how many of you are seniors? Okay, 2 of you. All of you are seniors? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Next questions. How many of you are in JA for the first time? Second year? Anybody in third year? What do you think is the big, I know the virtual is different, but how do you think the program or the process from previous years to this year is?
Some disadvantages would be the lack of physically meeting people, because it's just a lot more stressful and it's a lot more harder than it is like physically. But some advantages is that we can have more meetings and a few more bonding meetings, especially with members and other officers as well.
So I would say that throughout the program this year, we've had to find creative ways to engage with company members, in which we have done by having theme meetings every week. So for Halloween, we had your favorite scary movie as your background. We've also had your favorite pair of specs. So, it allows for company members to bond with each other and, share their story, in which we did with each other.
Now, you said you ordered 109 specs so far, glasses?
We've pre-sold 191 frames. So
oh my gosh.
I believe our final count for units is going to be 210 glasses, which is double our goal.
And that is for our frames, without including our limited edition 2 styles for our kids and our adults.
Okay, so where does JA fit into a program that's helped you learning, developing, what you want to go, you guys are all seniors. So are you guys leaning towards business, Or are you leading towards something like finance, or you're not really sure it's still what you want to go? But how has JA helped your discovery of as far as passions or what you want to do next?
Being in JA has allowed me to like get more like skills, like more people skills, more communication skills, and it's allowed me to just be more open with everybody, open-minded with ideas and opinions, and I think that'll just be really big help in the future for me.
For future schoolers is a great route for people to consider, because JA has allowed us to like experience how it is to like build a company and all that comes with it, the products, how you communicate with company members, and you know, not everyone gets along, so we have to work with that, and it gives us insight into how a company is. So JA has given us a lot of opportunities, I would say, and I'm thankful for it.
I agree with Lance, and I also find JA very useful because I am planning on pursuing my career in business, and I am hoping to major in finance, which is why I've reached out to become the financial officer of my group so I can gain more experiences that may help me in my future endeavors for my career path.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys. I will probably invite you guys back because I do want to get especially the seniors on to one podcast, whether we have 20 or 30 or whatever you guys, whoever shows up. But I'd like to learn that. We want to be able to improve the program. We want to kind of move forward. So we really appreciate your time today. Good luck. Your sales are just awesome. Really great to hear. And we can't wait for the competition to come around and see what you guys do with that. So make sure you got everything, your ducks in a row. Your Bank of Hawaii does a really good job, you know, sponsoring you guys as far as your advisors. They really know how to do that liquidation and your annual report. So hopefully you guys have all everything together. So congratulations. We'll see you at the competition of the year, except unless I get you on one of these podcasts before the end of the year. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Welcome to the studio again. So we have the company sponsored by Title Guarantee, and I'll let Justin introduce everybody.
Hi, my name's Justin, and our product is Ginefsaga, which means serenity in Chamorro.
So how many of you guys are been with JA before? Who's returning?
Me and Kieran are both returning. It's my second year.
First year. Justin's first year also.
Yes,
okay.
This is my first year.
Okay, so how you guys liking JA so far? What are you learning?
It's a lot of fun. We're learning a lot about how businesses work, like some of the unforeseen struggles that, like, you know, you don't really think about when you look at like bigger corporations or like different types of products. But it's really cool to experience it firsthand.
What's your biggest challenge so far?
I would say that our biggest challenge right now is our products being wood products that we need to handmade, be able to mass produce them at the quantity that we want to be able to sell, and in order for us to also be able to make money.
How many have you produced so far?
Currently, our first batch, we've made about 10, but that was just the sourcing our products. They took a while. We have momentum in getting our products rolled out.
What's your goal?
120.
120? Oh, that's a lot of work. Who's your main target market?
So our main target market is really people of all ages in Guam and people who have connections to Guam, even off island. They want to have like a piece of Guam to remind them of like where they're from and their culture, and also people here have something that's special to their.
So out to Kieran and Karav. So how different is it from last year to this year? What are the pros and cons?
So as Mark said earlier, we were having a lot of trouble with production in that originally, for example, last year we would be able to meet up and produce during our meetings in person. However, this year it's been much more difficult, either with everyone producing their products individually or finding a time where we can all safely meet up. And I think that's probably one of the biggest challenges that we've faced so far.
How many students do you have in your company?
So we're one of the smaller companies with only 9 people.
So are you all from the same school, most of you, or how many different schools do you guys have mixing with?
I think we have about
So you're meeting people, but you've never met them really in face-to-face?
Yeah. Just over Zoom.
How's that though? How's that mixing as far as being social?
It's a little odd, but it's a good experience meeting new people and, you know, developing connections that we haven't experienced before.
Okay, and I know you guys have a first-year company sponsor, so they're kind of catching on really fast too with you guys. So what was your biggest struggle so far besides the product? I understand the product, but what else has been a struggle that you didn't have last year?
Well, I think since we are on an online platform where everything is done virtually, I think communication within the team is something that we've been trying to get on, especially, communication is really important. In order for us to make things happen, everybody needs to play their part. So the virtual platform, I think it's made, communication and making sure everybody does their thing a little bit slightly more difficult.
Can you see why it's important, especially if we kind of stay in this for a little while? Yeah. So have you guys tried to do anything?
It's an important skill for us.
Yeah. Have you thought about trying to do anything to resolve it? Have any ideas?
So we've given it some thought, and in our meetings we hope to involve more involvement between everyone in the company, and we've also had open Q&As and comments in our group chat, so that if anyone has a question not only about our company but JA business, then we can have a discussion on our chat within the company.
Okay.
To add on to Kieran, for our communication, we try the Zoom meetings, our weekly Zoom meetings, and I feel like our chat got a lot of, it was really productive, and it was allowed for us to have more communicating and participation on top of the Zoom meetings.
Anybody have a question or one last comment before we let everybody go?
Any inquiries about our product can be answered on our Instagram page, ginefsaga.gu, ginefsaga.gu.
Okay, thank you all. All right, so now in the studio we have Team Masi, sponsored by Docomo Pacific. So we have 3 of the officers here today. I know a couple have to be out, but we just wanted to hear a little bit more about your JA experience so far. So how many of you have been in JA before? Anybody?
None of us actually. We're all new.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're all new. So even your other officers are new also.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So how is it going so far? What do you guys think of JA?
Very exciting. It's something to look forward to all the time. You're excited to be in any meeting like this one.
Okay. What's been your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge is learning how to time manage with being a student at JFK and learning how to time manage being the president for this company.
What's been your biggest help so far with time management? What have you done differently?
I have created a calendar for JFK and then for JA, and I've also just been communicating with my officers on what has need to be done, and they have also created calendars that way that we are running this company efficiently.
Okay, do we have any seniors here?
Yes, I'm the only senior.
You're the senior. How about junior? Sophomores?
No, I'm
a sophomore.
Okay, so we got 2 sophomores. So has this experience, I know it's teaching you a few things. What's been, Renz, I'm going to ask you, what's been your biggest challenge so far?
Similar to Priscilla, I've also been struggling really with time management. But company-wise, it's actually communication with my team. I do understand that they probably also have work to do, but sometimes I feel like maybe I would love for them to respond a little bit earlier.
So do you guys feel like you're kind of moving too slow, or you think you're, just kind of, right on top of it at this point?
For me, I think we are moving a little bit behind, but we are trying to catch up. Our Instagram has been created. However, we do wish to already start posting by today, hopefully.
So what do you guys think about the business world?
It's fun. It's really good when you get to start selling your product and come up with what you want to sell. But there are challenges where you're gonna have to face, and whether it's promoting it or having too many competition, but it's a learning experience.
Okay.
It's just fun learning that you made something, like you made the product, and then having people want it. You just get this feeling like, oh my God, these people want it. Oh my God, I'm going to make money out of this. It's so interesting. It's something that I made, you know?
How are you going to overcome your obstacles moving forward?
By taking what you have learned from the past and then using it in the future.
And addressing it towards the coming parts of the year where all your reports are due. Are you going to be making any adjustments so that you can make sure you get those reports in on time?
Yes.
What kind of adjustments will you be making?
Getting everyone together, working together. I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, just more so having more meetings and making sure that our schedules align.
Yes, that's important because I feel like not everyone is on at the same time, and when it's needed, like everyone needs to be there, you know?
So if you were to start the year over, if you were to start the program year over, what would you do differently?
I guess it is the point of getting everyone involved. Although we tried, I think there should just be more persuading them or like enthusiasm into it as to getting their attention.
So, okay, do you guys have any questions from us, or do you want to, put something else out there for anybody to know about your product or your company?
Just make sure you hit us up, our Instagram, DM us.
Congratulations.
Thank
you. The officers from Emporium, which is sponsored by Tejan High School, and we love you guys. Awesome logo. You guys look fantastic. We just think your product is fantastic. So let us know. So how are you liking JA so far? This is the first year for all of you? Anybody in a second year, or is this first year? I didn't see everybody's hand. Second year, Kiera? How about you, Monica? First year or second year?
My second try.
Okay. So how is it? How is it so far? What are you guys learning?
Personally, for me, I'm learning how hard it is to run a business. Most often, we don't really think about how much hard work gets put into it. And now that we're doing it ourselves, we're seeing how stressful it is. But I'm perfect. I'm very thankful because I got the women in this room as my teammates who I work with, and they make it. We're such a very cohesive team, and everyone knows their responsibilities. It's much easier than I thought it would be.
Okay. So who has a challenge that they've had to overcome? What's like your biggest lesson you learned so far?
It's definitely the communication. So most of the time, and a lot of the time, we do use our school emails. So the emails from JA tend to get lost between our schoolwork from our teachers, and also just like communicating with one another, because all of us have different classes, all of us have different things to do. So it's been that has been very stressful.
For me, it was definitely a good way for me to learn how to push myself harder, because before I don't think I see myself as like someone who would work hard for a goal, but this company has provided me the opportunity of seeing what I'm capable of.
I mean, I can relate to all of those challenges, I guess. It's very, especially with the communication part, I think it's, especially with this online course and everything, yeah.
So do you see how, though, doing this online is beneficial at the same time? As far as now, instead of thinking just about, selling on Guam, you can actually go global, or you can go off island, right? So do you find any kind of benefit? So I'm going to probably point this a little bit more to Monica and Kiera. As far as this is your second year in JA, what's besides the socializing, that being face to face, what's your biggest challenge, or what? In fact, instead of saying the challenge over face to face, is what's the benefit of doing it online?
Most definitely that mostly everyone has been online, whether they're doing work or school. So it's a bigger opportunity for our platform to be reached to everyone, especially on social media, or just, they're browsing through any website.
So what are you going to take with you after the program's over? Where do you think you can apply this?
Marketing has a lot of branches like production, marketing itself, and finance. So as for me, I can see me taking this as if I were to apply for a job, whether it be at a restaurant or at a hotel,
I can apply what I now know in finance. I can provide my services if they have a small shop in said hotel or restaurant. With production, I can tell them how to get it, and with marketing, I can help them market their company.
Do you guys know what you want to do after high school?
So I'm planning to be a pharmacist, so definitely production would have to deal with where we're getting our products and whatnot, and packaging everything. And that's exactly what I do as VP of production.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, we really appreciate you ladies coming online today. You got an excellent product. I know you got an excellent sponsor / advisor. You're doing a great job. Good luck with the sales, and we look forward to seeing you on the competition of the year in another month or so. All right. Adios. Thank you very much. Today we have with Concord Care, who's sponsored by Community First, and they're all students at JFK. This is your first year in JA? Both of you first year? Okay, and I know a bunch of your officers couldn't make it today. So what do you think of JA so far? What do you think of the program?
So I like JA because I think it helps me by giving me more experience in marketing, not just like in school, but just like a worldwide. That's why I find it very interesting, because it's like worldwide. We get to meet other people from other places.
Okay. Now, are you a senior or junior? What grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
Okay. So do you see yourself coming back next year again?
Yeah, I think so.
And that will be one of the advantages, is that if you don't do it in school, you can always join just junior achievement, and you can put into a company with kids from other students from other companies. So that's kind of cool. So how about you, Faith? What's your big aha moment, or what have you learned so far that you think you're going to be able to take with you?
The feeling of working as a team and being able to learn how to better communicate with others, and the cool parts of creating a business is something I would really take with me.
Okay. Do you guys know what you want to do after school, or is this your kind of entry level to say, I want to get into business somehow, or one day I want to own my own business? Is that kind of going to you, or saying I kind of like finance, I might go down that road? So where is this kind of leading you at this point?
Yes, I would. Considering everything I have learned throughout JA, I feel like I would be very prepared to maybe create a business of my own, or be ready to join a company that I can contribute to.
Just like how Faith said, the same thing, but also learn what I really like to learn about more is how to do things in finance. Yeah.
Now, if you were to start this program year all over again, so you can go back 2 months, what would you do differently?
Organize our time more. Try to look through the website and through the calendar, and try to plan our whole weeks and days together as a team, and work before the meeting day.
Would you start doing that now in preparation for the last parts of the program?
Yes, we have been meeting a whole lot more and planning how we would be doing, or how would we go forward with the company.
How would you say your whole group is working together now?
I feel like we've been able to communicate a lot more better, but people have not been able to continue with the program more. We have been losing a lot more members, but I feel like with the people who are still here, we're developing more and we're going a bit more together.
We have teams that struggle in the beginning, or sometimes they're doing a great job and at the end they fall off. So all I'm going to say is, just stick in there, be very persistent, persevere. Again, what we're looking for really is the experience that you have. What have you learned along the way? What are you going to be able to take with you? So it's not about who has the biggest return on investment, or who has, the best product out there all the time. It's really, we want to know what you guys are learning and how you're going to be able to take it forward. So that's what we're looking for. And especially when you're really challenged, we want to hear that. So in the competition of the year competition, we want to hear some of the challenges and how you overcame those challenges. So, don't think of that as a failure. Think of that as, lessons that you've already learned. So thanks again. Do you have any other questions before we sign off today?
I would really like to thank Miss Pinky, Miss Miranda, and Miss Paris Cruz for helping us throughout the whole program and helping us create our business more. So I really want to thank them for all their help.
Okay, thank you. We'll appreciate that, I'm sure. We will see you at the competition of the year, and hopefully we see you're sold out of the internet like crazy over the holiday season. So good luck, and we will see you again at the end of December, early January.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was a great week. That's a lot of students through here. We heard a lot of good stuff. I know we're going to bring a couple of them on again, because especially those returning the returning students, we really want to hear a little bit more of what they have to say, and then what we could possibly improve for next year, etc. But you guys have heard it from the students' viewpoint. I think they're doing a fantastic job, and it's amazing how we can talk to them one day and 2-3 days later they've just shifted everything around. So Joey, what was your favorite part?
What we've heard from almost everyone is what they're currently learning about, right? So the two things that have stuck out throughout the whole process is better communication and time management. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks that they have before the program ends, they can fix all that so that they'll be able to submit their reports in a timely manner and get the company liquidated, as well as still continue their selling processes. Company of the Year competition is coming in next couple of weeks, actually, January 9th. So you only have a short time to get your work done before we figure out who's going to come out on top and represent Guam in the JA Asia Pacific Company of the Year competition. So it was a great experience talking to these kids. And seeing how far they've come so far and how many returnees we actually have. So it was a great session with all of them.
Yeah, I always say, this is why we say at Junior Achievement, let the success of others be your inspiration. And these kids, if you're ever, if you're a sponsor, sponsoring company, advisors, they hook you in and they've got you. It's a lot of work. Sometimes it's a lot of headaches, but the reward is just unbelievable. And these kids will come back year after year. And, Joey and I, we've both been with Junior Achievement for quite some time. And these are the kids that follow you out of all through college, out of college, and into their careers. So, they're just fantastic to work with. So, anyways, great.
You know what? I know everybody's trying to jockey themselves into positioning themselves for the finals, and they're like, oh, man, who did the best out of all of us? We won't tell you. We'll wait until the finals.
Yeah,
the
we're not.
suspense is beautiful.
Sure, we have a couple favorites here and there, but my two favorites might not be Joey's two favorites. So everybody likes something for a different reason. Sometimes it's the product, sometimes the excitement, sometimes it's just your presentation. So you never really know what.
It's not just about the product. It's about your learning experience. So keep that in mind when dealing with your judges. This is to teach you about how to sell and how to run a business. But in the end, it's what you have learned throughout the process.
Practice, practice, practice. Can't say it enough. You can't say, yeah, we got it down pretty well. Practice till you can say it in your sleep. That's gonna take. And practice.
Make your mentors proud. Make your mentors proud. They're already, their heartbeat will be going really fast during the finals. So please try to make them as proud as possible.
Yeah. So, okay. So here's to week 10. I believe it's week 10.
Correct.
Signing off. We'll see you again next week. After we launch all this stuff on KUAM and SBDC, and we should see a whole lot going on Instagram and Facebook, and we'll get it within our own website. So just let's see the sales go out of the computer, go out of the internet, go off the streets. Okay, adios.